Hi grade 11s, welcome to another video where we will be developing. So here we are doing a square to round transition piece, and I have two pictures here to show you how they actually look like. So you can see the base is a square and then the top is round. So now we're going to copy the views that we are given. First things first, you must measure 150 from the top to your center line and then draw your horizontal center line. Now that I have drawn what I have been given, it's time to divide this circle into 12 equal parts. Now that you have divided your circle into 12 equal parts, it's time to label the points of your top view. And from the given view, you will notice that you are already given seam A, B. So what you need to do is label your point A, then point B, C, then D, E, and F. With every point now labeled, it's time to make the folding pieces. So the folding pieces, we use the points in the circle and join it with every vertex that is in the square base. And I will demonstrate so that you can understand what I mean. We're now going to label our true length, this is our true length 1 on AB, then true length 2. So all lines that are on the center lines will be labeled true length 2 because they all have the same length, as you can see there in the drawing. Moving on to now what we will call true length 3. So all lines that are between 2, they will then be true length 3 because they have the same length. So now all of them that are in between, they will be called true length 3. So I'm just going to label them 3, all of them, ensuring that I'm doing this very neatly so that my drawing is still very much visible. Just to emphasize, you have all of the lines that are between 2 called true length 3, and then there is your true length 1. Now moving on, we are going to now draw the true length of our given lines that we just found. So you need to find true length 1, true length 2. So all 4 of those 2 lines, we must find what is the true length of them. And then as well as the 3, which are 8 3 lines, we must also find the true length of them. So in total, we must have 3 true lengths. For true length 1, as you can see, it's already given there that it's in seam AB. So we have to now go draw it in the front view. So we just need to firstly label our point B there, and then label point A at the top, and finally label our true length 1. For true length 2, we can use any point of your choice. As you can see, I am using point F. I open the distance F2 and then transfer point 2 to line FE. Once that is transferred, I'm now going to take that point on FE all the way to the top of our front view. Once that is done, now I'm going to join it with B so that I can have my full true length 2. Once that is done, now I'm going to label it 2, and all points that are labeled 2, they will be using that true length. For true length 3, we still use the same method. You put your compass at point F or any point that you used, and then you're going to open the distance of F3. Once that is open, you take it to line FE. Once it intersects with FE, then you do the same thing where you take that point or you project it up to the top of your front view. Once that is done, you continue and join it with B. And then lastly, label it 3, which is now true length 3. We need to find the true length of the pieces of that circle since it was divided into 12 equal parts. What we do is that we need to ensure that each and every point of that circle is equal. We do that by calculating the circumference and using the formula C equals to pi multiplied by diameter. That is the symbol for diameter, which will then be 3,14 multiplied by the diameter of the circle, which is 35 millimeters, giving us 109.9 millimeters. The next step is to now draw a line that is 109 millimeters in order to represent the circle on a straight line. So once we have that 109, we are going to construct a line just at the bottom of our calculations, and then take the ruler and measure the 109.9 on the ruler. So 109.9 is obviously closer to 110. So just open that length on your ruler. Once you have that length, you're now going to put your pin on your line and mark on one side, and then do the same where you marked, put your pin and then mark your other point on the other side of the line. Once you have that, you're now just left with outlining that line, and then you have to divide it into 12 equal parts. To divide a line into 12 equal parts, you first have to draw a line at any angle of your choosing, any angle. Then you're just going to draw a line at that angle, and then open your compass to the distance of your choosing. Not too big, not too small. That is the length or the distance that I chose, and then I put it where those two lines meet. Then I have my first point, my second point, my third point, and so on. Then you will have to join the last 2 points of the lines together. Once that is done, you're going to do the parallel lines method, where you have to align your set square with the last line of the 2 lines, and then support it at the bottom, and then start moving it. So you support it at the bottom, you only move the set square that is on top. Once you move it, you draw your line. And you continue to do that for all of the other lines. So support at the bottom, move the one on top. Once that is done, you're now going to start the development of your transition piece. You're first going to start by projecting point D and point E horizontally to your right. And then you're going to now outline or draw line ED or DE, because that is the true length of that line, since it's a vertical straight line, and label it ED. From there, you now have to draw the triangle 2DE. That is the triangle, and then you use true length 2. As you can see, that both of those lines are true length 2. So you open the distance of true length 2, place it at B, and then open it all the way until it is true length 2, or it's the length of true length 2. Once you have that distance, we're going to go to point E, strike an arc, Do the same for point D. And then you're just going to join point D with that point that we just found there at the top, and then also do the same, join point E, and then label your point that you have there at the top. You have to label it point 2. From there we will be drawing the top part, meaning we'll be going from E to F. So you're going to open the distance of EF, which is the true length since it's horizontal and it's a straight line, and then put it at E. So EF, double check there, then put it at E, strike an arc. So you have your F somewhere where that arc is, and then you have your little pieces there that you also need to find the true length for. You'll see you already have 2E. Now you need 3E and also the other 2E. So 3E uses true length 3. So what you're going to do is open the distance of that true length. Open true length 3 all the way in the top view there. Place it at E and then strike an arc. And then once you have that arc, you're going to go to where you divided your 12 equal parts for those 2 parts that are in the circle. So any point of where you divided your equal parts on that line for the circle, just going to open the distance of 1 between 2 lines, and then you're going to put it where 2 is, mark your first 3, and then mark your second 3, and then you have to now mark the other 2. Since you already have 3, now you're only left with 2, so just label it 3 there, and then the remainder will be your 2. So place it where 3 is, but then strike an arc in the line for 2. Keep in mind that they are not on the same arc. So both 2s are at the top and then your 3s are at the bottom. As you can see there, 3, 3, 2. Once you have your points, now you just have to join them with point E, because those are what we call your folding lines on your transition piece. So all of them are joined to E. Then now once you have all of them, you can see that there are those little triangles. Once you have all of them, now it's time to draw your line to F. To F, and it uses true length 2. So open the distance of true length 2 in the front view. Once you have that distance, place it at 2 and then mark. Strike an arc and then label that point F, which will then be joined with E so that you can have your EF, and it will be an A line. And then you will have to join that F with your 2. So that line to F in your construction or B line. So now you can see your first triangle 2ED it's there, and then your folding pieces, they are also there in your development, and then E to F, it's also there. Now we need to get our other folding pieces and then our last triangle for the other side, which is FBF2. And our line BF is a true length, so we're just going to take that distance of BF or FB and then put it at point F, strike an arc so that we can prepare to get our point B there. Since you already have your line 2F, you now need to find your 3F there, and we can see that it's using true length 3. So what we're going to do is open the distance of that true length in the front view, put it at point B, open it all the way. Once you mark it, put it at F and then strike an arc. So once the arc is struck, you're going to go and find the distance between there on the line that we divided into 12 equal parts. So you just use any two pieces that are there and then put it at 2, strike an arc on the arc for 3, another arc for 3, and that's where you have your 2.3s, which are those two. Then you just left with 0.2, and we know it's using true length 2, so we open all the way there from the top to B, strike an arc for 0.2, and then go again and get our distance between 3 and 2 on the line that we divided into 12 equal parts. And then once we have that, we're just going to put it at 3 and then mark on the arc for 2. And once we have that, we can now join our folding pieces with point F. So all of them should be joined to F. Then once they are all joined, then we can label our point 2, and then we can finally find the last bit of the seam, which is AB, using true length 1. So we're going to open our distance for true length 1, and then since we are looking for line 2B, so we're going to place it there at 2 and then intersect it with the arc that we struck before. Then we will have our B there, and then using a solid line, we're going to join 2 and B, and then join B and F. So that is the top part of those. So now just taking the ones that I'm done with, there's still more that we need to do at the bottom. So we now need to move to the bottom part, but the process is still the same. With that now being done, we must remember that our top is round. So what we need to do, we need to now join that using a smooth curve, and it can be done using these curve rulers, or you can use your flexi curve if you have a flexi curve ruler, or you can just use freehand, as I will be using freehand in this video. So what I do firstly when I'm doing freehand, I ensure that I use a construction line. Just need you to see, so just a little closer. Yes, I use like a construction line first, ensuring that all of my points will be joined properly. So once now I can see that the curve is becoming obviously clearer, then I just do finishing touch-ups on it. And then I can be able to outline. Once your curve is done, you are basically done with your development of your transition piece. I hope this video helped you, and thank you so much for watching. All the best.